Today we're going to look at my new 2022 Versys X 300. As most of you know, I went through a lot of bikes this last year. In 2021 I bought 7 new 2021 bikes, and I've managed to try them out, decide what I liked and didn't like, got rid of most of them. My Royal Enfield Himalayan, 1,500 miles on that. I decided it was not the bike for me. My Honda CT125, same thing, 1,500 miles, decided it wasn't the bike for me, sold it to a guy in Poland. And I've sold quite a few others. I got my new Yamaha XT250, and I finally sold that and replaced it with a Honda Monkey. And I've still got my Moto Guzzi that I bought last year. And I've gone through several other bikes, but I've settled on this one, which I got about 3 weeks ago. Got about 2,000 miles on it already. And I'm trying to get it ready to do the New Mexico BDR, Backroads Discovery Route, next June. So I've been putting a lot of time and money into this to get it ready to go. So we'll discuss that a little bit more later. First, I want to take you through this and show you what I've done for upgrades. I've got one planned upgrade yet that I won't do until next summer when I'm ready to go, and that is to put some Shinko 804, 805, big block, 50/50 on-off road tires on this to be ready for the trip. But I think I've got everything else ready to go on this. Well, I also got rid of my Kawasaki W800 to move into this. And the 800, it was a beautiful bike to look at. It just wasn't a lot of fun to ride. I took the thermometer that I had on that and put it on this one. Yesterday, I did a little upgrade here and put a power supply for my RAM mount to hold my phone. And I'm going to use the GPS on that to guide me through the trip. They have really nice factory mirrors on them, so I haven't replaced the mirrors with my Outbacker Adventure mirrors. And I did add the Kawasaki wind guards. That's really all they're for. They're not attached out here, so they're not designed to protect your hand in a crash, but in cold weather and stuff, they're really nice. And they might actually help protect your hand as they bend in against the bike in a crash also, but that wasn't what I got them for. I did put a taller windshield on it. The windshield that was on it was, about this high, and it just didn't block quite enough wind. Got a lot of buffeting on top of the helmet. This one has a completely different shape to it, and it really throws the wind out away from you, so it's a much better windshield. Can't remember where I got that. I think I got it on Amazon. Also yesterday, I put on the T-Rex crash bars. These are very heavy duty. I'll bet you these things weigh more than 5 pounds for the pair. My God, those just seem like so much extra weight. I hate to put the extra weight on the bike, but boy, they're solid. If the bike tips over on those, they are not going to bend. You do take out the engine support bolt here. You push the new bolt in. You're supposed to tap it in, and it pushes this one out. Unfortunately, as soon as it came loose on the other side and got past the edge of the engine, the frame dropped down, the engine went up, and the holes didn't line up. So then I had to put a crowbar on it and lift the engine just a little bit back into place to get the bar to go all the way through. A little trickier than they said. Then there's 2 threaded holes already in the frame, one on each side here, so they use those. A very, very solid frame mount. And then, of course, the 2 pieces come together in the front here. Very, very sturdy. And I put T-Rex's cheaper of the 2 engine guard on. It's a pretty thick, heavy piece of aluminum. They make a bigger one that you remove your side covers, and it kind of wraps all the way around here. That was $190. This one was $125. and all I wanted to do was protect the exhaust a little bit here. So I decided to go with the cheaper one. It does have a front brace right here, which goes up to a little bolt, which is already in the engine that holds this bracket on for your oil line. So you remove that bolt and put a longer one in. And then the two on the side, you take the side covers off, you put the two brackets on, and then you put the side covers back on, and then this screws in to the bottom, those two screws, into the brackets that you just installed. So two brackets, two attach points there, one here, very sturdy. I'm sure that'll solve any problems. I don't plan on getting into any rock climbing, but just in case. So like my other bikes, I designed my own saddlebag mounts, pannier mounts. I buy the parts, the metal, from dirtracks.com. There's Dirt Racks. They sent me a couple stickers to put on it. And they send extra metal. And basically, I build them right on the bike with a TIG welder. Tack weld them right on the bike so everything lines up perfectly. Then I take them off and finish the welding on my welding bench. But they work just fine. And then from happytrails.com, I ordered these aluminum, I guess, bag mounts. These particular mounts right here are like the same ones you buy from Dirt Racks for your KLR 650. So they've already got the nuts welded in them up here to put your hard bags on. And that's what I have on the Moto Guzzi. And I built this one also. And so your hard bags come off by unscrewing these through those nuts that are welded in. And so by using the Happy Trails bag mount, I can put my soft bags on there, and it uses the same exact mount. So I can swap these bags. I can put my hard bags on this or the soft ones because everything uses the same mount. All you do is just loosen all your straps, these two straps on the side of the Rig Gear Adventure waterproof bags, and then you lift the bag out. Just lift the bag out like this, lift it up, and then you can reach up in behind and take the little quick screws out, and then this whole plate comes right off, and then you can put your hard bags on. I also designed a larger rack that bolts to the factory rack, which already has holes in it, so that I could use my KLR 650 bag, which is a really nice, it's the best tail bag on the market in my opinion. It's not only large, but it also unzips around the bottom and expands in height so that you can put a full face helmet in it. And I put some brake lights on it. And these brake lights are emergency lights out of my old squad car. I had them on my KLR 650. And as you know, the most often accident on a motorcycle is getting T-boned at an intersection. So I have a modulating headlight to help me with that visibility. And the second most accident is a tail end collision at stoplights. So flashing your brake lights is recommended by the National Traffic Safety Board. There is no law in any state, as far as I can find, regulating flashing brake lights. So you can put on anything you want. So that pretty much rounds out the bike. Oh, the saddle. Everybody complains about the hard saddle on the Versys X, and it is a little hard. Not the hardest I've ever ridden in my life. That CT 125 is probably the hardest seat of any motorcycle ever built. But I bought one of these double layer ventilated mesh seat covers to put on there. And then between the two layers, I put a piece of foam. And this keeps you really cool on a hot day. And on a cold day, you can feel the cold air going under your butt. But you can sit out in the sun, the seat doesn't get hot, and it adds some extra comfort to that saddle. So that pretty much solved that problem. Oh, I did put on a center stand. Kawasaki wants $280 some dollars, something like that, for that center stand. You can buy the exact same one on Amazon for $88. It's a 5-minute installation. I mean, really, it is a 5-minute installation. It's the simplest thing I ever put on a bike. This bike is already set up for it. And one other upgrade I did to the Versys X is to weld on a large plate on the kickstand, because all they have is this little knife blade like right here that just cuts into the dirt out here. We really need wider bases on our kickstands out in New Mexico, so I did weld that on. And I've got a little cruise control thing here, which I've used on motorcycles for many years. My wife, I put the Atlas cruise control on hers, and this is really cool, and I think that's what I'm going to put on that bike too, on the Versys. That will be a lot nicer. The only thing I'm concerned with, I can do micro adjustments on this by, if it starts to slow down, I can open the throttle just a little bit and push this down a little bit tighter. With the Atlas, you've probably got to turn it off and then try to find the spot again and then push the button again. May not be as easy to micro adjust it as it starts slowing down out on the road. But we'll find out, I guess. The only difference, there is no difference, I should say, between any of the models that I know of. They said the 2023 was going to have adjustable preload on the monoshock, but if you look at other models, including this one, it's already got adjustable preload. So the 2023 is no different than the 2024. I didn't buy a 2023 because I didn't like the color. So I found this leftover 2022 with 0 miles on it. And I paid the same price as a 2023, but I love the color on this one. Well, I think that's all I've done to it, and that's all I am going to do to it, except add the more off-road oriented tires. I think this thing is pretty well set up to do the BDR. And I'll probably be one at 72 years old next spring. I will be one of the oldest guys, if not the oldest guy, to do the New Mexico BDR. This is the New Mexico BDR map made by Butler. And it's plastic, so it don't make any difference if you get it wet. It starts here in Del City, Texas. It's the yellow line. Goes up across the Guadalupe Mountains. Goes up here, just past Alamogordo. And the end of Section 1 is in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Section 2 starts there, and it goes up by Carrizozo, up and around and down, and Section 2 ends down here at Truth or Consequences. Section 3 then starts there. It goes up through Winston, Chloride, Old Ghost Towns. There's a really bad section right here that the BDR movie, they backtracked and went over here to the easier route because the roads were pretty bad there. And it goes on up here. There's another easier route here. This section is pretty bad, I guess. And this ends in Reserve, New Mexico. Now, the end of Section 1 and Section 2 and Section 3 all are at a place where there is bedding, motel. However, the starting point in Del City, Texas doesn't have a place to stay, so I guess I'm going to have to take some camping gear with me and camp one night. And I want to complete Sections 1 and 2 and possibly 3. I'm not sure if I'm going on to 3 or not. Then either later in the year or the next year, I want to do Sections 4, 5. See, these are much shorter sections, but a lot rougher roads. 6 and 7 ends up here in Colorado, the end. Of 4, 5, 6, and 7, there's only 2 places that have motels. So I'm going to definitely have to have camping gear for there. And it's a long ride from Colorado back down to Deming, New Mexico. Well, that'll take a couple days just to get home again on the highway. But anyway, I'm going to have to start in Deming, go over here to Del City. 150 miles or about 3 hours to get to the starting point.